this episode of Bombs Away, we tell you why it took us so long to tell you about the total that we raised to save furry lives.
We still need to work through mechanical rights and publishing and cost per impression.
How our radio single Burning Up the Airwaves means we get to make a music video.
If we can find wrestlers in Murfreesboro, Tennessee on a very specific date.
And how we are playing some of the best shows over spring and summer this year.
Only if we can line up 6 connecting dates in different states and figure out how to do 2 shows in one day.
It's the Bombs 2025 episode of May Away.
Oh God, just point.
You may have noticed that we didn't do a Bombs Away for April 2025, and that's because we have so many projects going on and so many moving pieces where we go to do one thing and then something changes, which leads to all sorts of other things.
Oh yeah.
Which means we're doing a lot, but have very little product and finished work to show for it. But we have been up to some really cool things, including our zine. We made a zine for all the shows that we play. It's absolutely free. We play so many places where people are like, I don't know who you are. I'd like to learn a little more. So we made this and put this together. So they're here, although I think we should change colors at some point.
No, wait, what? How often should we change what's in it?
I don't know. I don't know.
How often do you do a zine?
I don't know.
God!
But what I do know is we created the Al-ometer because the author of the book Gates of Divinity, Al Lytle, is really interested in our song, which is Everybody's Got to Pick a Side here of our fan club. And if we get it sold out, according to the Al-ometer, right, there's only 40 copies of it available,
Yep.
then we're going to do something for the guy. We're either going to play like the release of the final book of the series or put the song online or something along those lines too. But
yeah, I don't know if we're doing a fan club next year. I'm tired, okay? I'm tired. I don't know if we're gonna do it or not. This might be the last one. How about that?
2.5% left in the world at that point, too. So the beer was delicious.
You know what? I need a beer.
The beer was delicious here. The Oh Wow Rose Saison from Reserve Artisan Ales.
So good.
We got to have it at Beer Fest. It was awesome. And when you crack a can and pour it, it's pink hue from the rose petals,
It's
which
fantastic.
is awesome.
I forgot to ask where people can buy it, but I think it's on tap there.
It is on draft now.
Go to Reserve and drink it.
For moving pieces, I was also told by Lindsay that at some point there's going to be more distribution, but they have to wrap a van in order to be able to do this and everything.
Makes sense to me.
They got moving pieces,
They
right?
got a lot of moving pieces.
People were excited at our Cave Tone anniversary. We played a song by the very first Cave Tone band, Papoon's Farm. It's here. Originally, Kitty played bass in that band. I played 12-string guitar. And we played Illinois Girls that night, if you're wondering. And a bunch of people asked us, oh, how can we get the record? We've got it with us at shows, but we're also going to put it online for you. It's hand-screened. There's about 50 of them available.
Did we? I actually don't know if we've done that or not. I think it was on a list to do, but I have no idea.
It was put on a list. It will be there at some point.
Things are slightly chaotic around here.
We need a manager.
We need a manager. Oh! Well, I got one.
Who's this, Kitty?
Why, this is Kevin the Cockroach.
Ah, right. Our Firebird Woman music video is coming along.
Sort of.
In pieces and fits and starts.
It's just hard, okay?
We built things where the curtain you see in the background is going to be a piece of what it is we use as in addition to those feathers over there, those ostrich feathers. There's 2 of us. We've decided that. But on the plus side, there's a Claymation Kevin.
That's true. We got this done.
Yeah.
Yay, one thing.
We just have to learn how to do claymation now.
We have to keep our cat away from it because our cat keeps ripping off his antennae.
Yeah, it was antennaless.
And also, by the way, we grow like 90% of our own fruits and vegetables here.
Do.
So we have a bunch of stuff to do in that regard.
No, things are coming along though. The cilantro's popping up. I mean, I wish the peppers were a little bit bigger, but that's the case.
Oh my God, I left them outside. That baby bunny, I bet he ate every single one of those peppers.
As you may remember, back in February, we said that we were going to donate 100% of what we received from streaming and downloads for our song, Get the Experience, which is the theme song to the #1 pro wrestling podcast in the world, the Jim Cornette Experience, and we're going to donate it to a great cause. It was No Kill Louisville, which is an animal charity in Louisville, Kentucky, dedicated to turning that whole city into a no-kill space for adoptable animals. They feed them, they keep them in homes. It's a wonderful thing. And so we promoted this thing, right? We had No Kill Louisville share our stuff, right? They shared it to their 40,000 followers. We made videos for it. We got really positive press coverage. Jeremy Thomas at 411 Mania was a great article they put together. eWrestling News and Raja.com did one. And even the man himself, Jim Cornette, shared our post to the entire cult of Cornette. Huge spike and everything going on too.
Lots of moving pieces.
Good moving pieces. So we're about to reveal what we actually received for that. All that things, all those streams, everything going on. Kitty, show the people.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's $1.04. That's what we received. That is the legitimate amount that we ended up receiving from this. So you're like, what happened? Well, the fact that we even got anything was actually the surprise based upon how digital music works. So the best sort of services are Apple and Tidal. They pay between about 0.4 to 0.8 cents every time that you do. They pay you monthly and there's no minimum. So if you get 20 streams, you might get yourself a dime. And that's the case. Pandora's the same way. They're a little lower at 0.3 cents. Amazon's every 45 days. It's around the Pandora range. But you know who gave $0.00 to animals?
Who?
Spotify did. Spotify will give artists no money unless you've cleared the 1,000 mark, and I believe that to be yearly, which is the insane thing. And it has to be verified and all these sorts of things. But they've got the world hooked on Spotify, so you have to opt into this certain thing. And this doesn't even include the cost of everything that go on. So let's imagine that I have to record it. Well, usually a studio is about $400 in order to do so at a lower priced one. And then I gotta get mastered at $75 to $100. And then every time you see a musician put their music online, it's costing them between $25 and $100 a year just to have those songs online.
Yeah, it's like you have to pay for hosting, basically, right?
Right.
Like
and that's every year. So if I don't pay it, they recall all of the music that's on there. So it's basically this fee you have to pay forever, which is wild. Right. And they even charge you 25 cents to take out your money at the end of it, too, as a little, hey, how you doing, sort of.
So depressing.
Right. And so if you've ever wondered why we only do singles, because our hearts would break as it relates to albums in this sense. Singles, we're like, okay, we'll take the loss, we'll be with you in cars. Maybe you want to sponsor a song, you're just like, hey, Nancy, Kitty, we'll pay you $1,000 to put this song online. I need to hear La Sucks everywhere. But to put that in perspective, that only pays for mastering and it to be hosted for 18 years.
Yeah.
At which point we'd have to pay the remainder at year 19 and we receive no money out of it. But in this very specific scenario, we can't let it end this way.
Yeah, what are we gonna do about this?
$1.04 is terrible. No Kill Louisville's a great cause. So we're gonna fix it with something that we do sometimes, which is called throwing money at a problem.
Ooh, fun!
So I'm gonna have you move that decimal place one.
Oh, okay.
That's for the memory of our dogs, Murray and Beulah. They would love this. They would love No Kill Louisville. It's their type of people. But we're not going to stop there. $10 isn't enough to make a difference. We're going to move it one more time.
Oh.
And this is for the memory of Jim's dog, Harley Quinn Cornette. So for $104, we're going to make that difference. This should make some kind of difference to No Kill Louisville. That's what we donated. And we're excited about it. We know it's going to go to saving animals' lives. I mean, they do all sorts of things. They feed them, they keep them in homes. So instead of $1.04, which streaming gave, the X-Bombers are just like, we're throwing money at it, $104 to No Kill Louisville. We appreciate all of you taking part in this sort of thing too. It was your energy that made us say, you know what, this is a worthwhile cause, we're just gonna throw money at, because sometimes in life, you just gotta throw money at something. The radio gods really haven't smiled upon us since 2012 when we had a surprise with our song off our first record called Sexy Interrogation. That song played on all kinds of FM stations, on like college radio, even a couple of international ones, and we got a royalty check, which was shocking and out of left field. So we were really surprised this time along when we recorded our very first non-analog single, He's a Bad Bad Man, for our friend Jeremiah Plunkett to use as his ring entrance music, because he is a bad, bad man. And we put all kinds of love into it because we think we understand wrestling themes and themes in general, because when kids were growing up, they wanted to be like, I'm Hulk Hogan, I'm Ric Flair, I'm like, I'm Jimmy Hart, I'm Jim Johnston. I wanted to write those songs because they were so iconic, and they made good things great and iconic.
Yeah, are you kidding me? I hear a man called Sting, and I still get pumped up. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great song, by the way. And so, like, that's us in this scenario. And so we had some big plans for it initially. We told you about it here. We share things where we don't know if they're going to work out or not. So we're like, oh, we might see it on the NWA pay-per-view, or we're going to go see it in Indianapolis. Well, it just didn't work out that way. The Indianapolis one was a tag match, moving pieces. It just works that way. The NWA thing didn't work out either, and that's totally fine because we have learned in the 15 years of being in a band, you got to start your own action in this game.
100%, yeah.
So we decided we had a great song. We believed in it.
Yeah.
We had an awesome collaboration partner. So we're gonna force the issue here. So we decided a couple things. Number one, we're gonna get 1,000 streams for this song.
Check.
All right, we're gonna get our $3 from Spotify. We're gonna get the number next to our track here. It doesn't seem like a big deal. It's not about the money. It's about being able to spend time with you, and you'd be pumped to hear our song at a show. And then number two, we're gonna pitch radio. We're gonna make sure we've got a song that we believe in, that we think can make some ripples on the airwaves, and so we're gonna go do it. So we had to track down all of these wild sorts of shows. And the thing is, if you listen to FM and you're in like these upper bands, it's the same thing. It's out of a like satellite thing on San Antonio, Texas, playing off a playlist.
Listen, I love Bad Company, but I can only hear Bad Company 102 times, and by the 103rd time, I'm kind of like, man, I'm a little sick of Bad Company.
Do you mean the band or the wrestling tag team? Anyways, on this too, we found though that there is this really kind of like rich, vibrant, kind of independent music scene on these community channels and internationally too. These are people who just love music and who have done it for decades on end. And much to our surprise, a band that's tough to fit in got adopted by like some rock channels and a lot of garage and psych ones near and dear to our hearts. And so this is truly international. To this minute, we've been played on 51 radio stations in 9 different countries. Let me give you some highlights of shows here. You know I don't love to pick up paper, but here we are. Kitty, give him the globe.
The globe.
Shakin Street by our buddy Uncle Carl in Ireland on Dublin FM. That was a throw. We heard that in a hotel room in Lima, Ohio. Voix de Garage on Radio Grenoble. I'm saying that terribly, but it's a wonderful show in France on the Radio Grenoble. Stranger Than Fiction, our friend Mr. B out in the Pacific Northwest. He plays on 3 stations. He was like, I'm committed to getting this. We're going to play this so much that you get those 1,000 streams. Mr. B. Loud Women Radio on Resonance FM and Louder Than WRUR, that's in the UK. And fun fact, it's hosted by one of the members of Doris, which is a wonderful band that we like. Garagerocktopia in California on KUCR. Thank you, Robert. It's a really, really cool show. We're on the charts for that one this week, which is cool. Radio What Wave in Canada with Dave, who loves wrestling as much as we do and loves music. He plays the best stuff. It's Only Rock and Roll in the UK, which is a wonderful show as well. The Rock, Metal, and Punk Hour on Banks Radio down in Australia. We were on their charts.
Oh, you said it wrong. Australia, mate.
Kitty, where did you go? An Australian man's walked in. Garage Door, so Garage of Gold in Indiana, Seymour, Indiana, of all places. We're on their charts too. Great show. From the Bunker on Rock Radio UK. Whole lot of Shakin on WRUR and WITH in New York. Radio Warfare with Tim Livingston, which is syndicated all over. It's on 6 channels, by the way. Did you know
I'm
that?
just gonna go like this for that one.
Because Tim's worldwide.
All over.
And the cool thing is he was committed. He's like, I'm going to play it again. I'm going to play it on other stuff.
Oh, that's so nice.
Legit shout out to Tim Livingston here. And this one's exciting too. The Punky Paul Show in the UK. It's been going on for years. Like, the man has taste and does such cool things. And that's not it. These are the shows that our minds were blown, but there were also like stations we were on too. So one of the ones that we were so excited about was We Resist Radio in Cincinnati. That's Kim, who was like, I'm going to download all your other songs and play those too without you asking. And she put our song on the home homepage of the radio site and was just like, go do these
Aw.
things. Kim rules. And she offered to send us stickers. Did I tell you that?
I love stickers.
We're gonna put stickers on stuff. And then we met Jim from Midtown Radio, Midtown Music Radio
Yes.
in Middletown, Ohio. Awesome station. We met him. We hung out with him in Dayton, Ohio at South Park Tavern. We hung out. He took photos. Nicest guy in the world. Best station. And then we got home and he's like, I'm gonna play an obscure album track off your CD.
Yeah, he did.
Played New Love Is Easy on his radio show as well, which I love that song, but it's
It's a little obscure.
it's obscure. And we saw like old friends too. Like we saw Todd Hunter from WEFT who came to see our show and was like, that's right, I gotta play your song. And sure enough, what did he do? He went and played it. Right. We saw our friend from Millikin Radio, Joel. He added that to rotation. Our friend Kyra at Tri-States Public Radio in Macomb. Mike from Retro Rock Roundup. Scott Hudson from The Ledge. Right. Again, the radio Scott Hudson,
Most people don't know
not the wrestler.
who wrestlers.
Scott Hudson. That's not
It's
it.
fine.
But like, yeah, this is the thing is we're working on these things to get it to 1,000 things again. So being played on 51 stations didn't even take it all the way there. We had to do all sorts of other things.
Yeah.
We had to make 2 videos for it where they're shorts. We had to have the man Jeremiah Plunkett himself cut a promo about what's going on with it, why this song, everything behind the scenes. You all shared it. You were also committed to it. We mentioned it every single live show that we're at. We're like, hey, please give this a listen. And and by the way, the part that we didn't even mention, our guy Jeremiah Plunkett is traveling all over the United States defending that NWA Mid-America Championship, making sure he hits every small town he hits because of that mysterious benefactor he has to make sure that he's working the small towns, making sure it's everywhere that's there, bringing wrestling back to wrestling, which is near and dear to our hearts. No flipping. All wrestling. This is one of the small shows that he was on. He was wrestling Crazy Steve at this one. So let's go to the footage that we got sent.
Making his way to the ring from Taylorville, Tennessee, he is the king of the territories, and God Hester Wrestling Alliance, Mid-America Heavyweight Champion, Jeremiah Plunkett!
How cool is that? Jeremiah defends that belt all over the United States. He plays as much as we do too, if not more plays. He wrestles, we play.
We play, he wrestles.
Yeah. Although if he's getting switched with us, like we're in the ring, like and
You
he's,
mean we wrestle, he plays?
He was like,
oh no.
oh no, we're gonna talk about how that might be the case here in a minute. But what we do know is that there were so many good moving pieces on this too. Jeremiah going all over promoting this, all the radio people that we met, all of you for like helping us make this happen, and we hit 1,000 streams. And Kitty, what's that mean?
That means that we have to make a music video now.
We do. And if it hits 2,000, we'll put it on vinyl. That's right, he's a bad man spinning on vinyl. And Kitty, what's that look for?
You're just adding another thing onto my plate.
I am, but it's not up to me. It's up to everybody who's watching in order to open that in the background and stream He's a
Okay,
Bad
all right.
Man. Maybe the others.
All right. Well, let's focus on the thing that is in front of us, though, which is we got to 1,000, so now we have to make a music video.
Absolutely. So what we're gonna do is, so the song "He's a Bad Man's" gonna get a music video, and we had this whole thing laid out. We had written this thing yesterday and the day before. Yet as things move, things move. So we talked to Jeremiah just before we started filming, and it blew up everything that we kind of had going on and planned.
In a good way. In a good way.
Positive explosion.
Yes. I think that we have a new direction.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
And it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And so we came up with it. We're like, oh my God. So we had a moment of clarity, but it's still contingent on a lot of things, right? Like,
Yeah.
how many wrestlers can we line up
There's
at a
just
time?
a lot of moving pieces with music videos.
Can you find a quarry? What happens if it rains? I mean, there's so
Yeah.
many things that are going on in this that are moving at all times.
Safari Inn.
And we get one shot to be able to do so down in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, but it's going to be awesome. And we would tell you to stay tuned on this too, but as you know, pieces are going to move, and it just
Yeah.
works that way. But one of the pieces that moved in a really cool way is that us two, are going to be playing in Nashville, Tennessee And the Brooklyn Bowl, which is a 1,200 capacity place with mezzanine things, a live pro wrestling event. In fact, it's a big one. It's Pro Wrestling Symphony's very first event. They're going to be trying to run a monthly show there. They're going to try to do it right. They have all these members on, a bunch of people on the bill who I'm like, oh my God, that person's there, including our guy, the king of the territories,
That's right.
Jeremiah Plunkett. So not only are we going to be playing before the matches, at the end of the matches as well, but as Jeremiah Plunkett comes to the ring, we're going to be playing live, like Motorhead and Triple H, in like living color and CM Punk, Salt-n-Pepa and Lawrence Taylor, right? It's going to be awesome, and we're going to be doing that, right? Jeremiah made sure that we were on this thing too, right, in order to get him psyched up in his match against Beef. He's going to turn that man into hamburger, because that man's he's prime rib. Because beef analogy on this one too. But you can get your tickets through Pro Wrestling Symphony. We'd love to see you there. In our perfect world, you'd show up with like a sign, right? Signs for us like the X Bombers equals ratings.
Yeah, or like the Gin Blossoms can.
This spring and summer, we've booked a slate of amazing live dates, including returns to our all-time favorite places, some exploratory sorts of missions to places we haven't been before, and then some events we're super excited about. But we figured we'd let you in on some of the uncertainty and moving pieces that we have on each of these dates, starting with the one that's going to be nearest, where we have to play Illinois and Indiana within about 4 hours of each other. That's right, on the same day, not to mention the night before when we're in Chicago. But never mind, I figured out the time slots, and
Eastern to Central Time. That's how it works.
we picked up the hour that we need heading from Lafayette to Champaign.
Yep.
Also on this, Wisconsin, right? Like, it'll work out fine if there's weather dates, but then also in Madison, we need to find a band for a Thursday night because
we need one.
hey, I found one. So
I know, but we need another.
we're in the right direction. All our Illinois shows, we have like this gorgeous month of July shows where we're going back to all of our favorite places. We're hoping we're going to record some music in that time too.
When are we gonna do that?
Between music videos.
Oh my God.
Or projects or that sort of thing too. Nashville, Tennessee we're talking about, right? Like I lined up a person to work the merch. That's Ash. Or
Ash.
Or Ask as we call her.
I ask.
Right, so we're good to go there, but also we know that we have to play Get the Experience, which is known in the pro wrestling
Which
community.
is confusing, because if we start playing that, all the people are going to think that Jim Cornette's going to come walking out there, and he's not going to come walking out there because he's not there.
It's true. I haven't talked about Ohio, where we're playing again in Lancaster and Dayton, which we love and are excited about here, but it's going to be hot, so we got to remember our fan.
I need my fan. I cannot play in a parking lot that is 100 degrees without my shark on me.
Have you not sent a message to Superfan Sherry yet?
No, I haven't.
Well, that's the case too, and I haven't even mentioned some of these things we got going on. Like, for example, we're playing Oktoberfest again at Brokerage in Lafayette, but
But when? I don't know the dates because they don't know the dates, so how can I know the dates if they don't know the dates?
they know the weekend. Another one, we're supposed to play a Halloween wedding this year.
A Halloween wedding? When are you getting married? I thought we were already married.
Why would we play our wedding? Either way, it's somebody else's wedding. We gotta stay focused. And perhaps the most confounding one is that we're going to Hera, Oklahoma this year, and I'm waiting to hear back from the Hera, Oklahoma Chamber of Commerce about ideas they have, because our friends from the Experience, that was Zach and the Taste of Choctaw people, they're gonna line something up, and then
How are we gonna get out there?
Well, don't-
That's so far. That's like 10 hours.
it's Missouri, and I gotta figure it out. I've got a message out to Columbia
There are
Skate
so
Bar.
many moving parts. What about May?
Well, what about me? On Friday, May 2nd, we return to Dry Ground Brewing in Paducah, Kentucky. Dry Ground is one of our favorite places, and we love seeing our Paducah people. Bring your friends and a mellow mushroom pizza for this one. No cover, music 8 to 10. On Saturday, May 3rd, we make our debut at Wits End in Murray, Kentucky. Our first time in Murray is at the coolest record store on a stacked bill with Year of October and Beware the Poster Kids. All ages, $10 at the door, music at 7 p.m. On Wednesday, May 14th, we return to the Mill at Paoli. This place is just outside Madison and absolutely beautiful. beautiful on a hill with dappled sunlight and all the goodness of Hop Garden Brewing. A beautiful place to spend the day. No cover, music 5 to 8. On Thursday, May 15th, we make our long-awaited return to Bodega Brew in La Crosse, Wisconsin for some brew tunes. It's been years since we've been to La Crosse, and Bodega is a wonderful place to see a show. No cover, music 7 to 10. On Friday, May 16th, we return to our beloved Hotel Trempolo in Trempolo, Wisconsin. This is our first time back at Hotel Trempolo for a whole year, and maybe our only one there in 2025, depending on, of course, discussions over drinks at the end of the night. Get some scratch kitchen food, book a room upstairs, let's hang out. Music at 8 p.m. On Saturday, May 17th, we return to Val's Place in Dixon, Illinois to celebrate Val's birthday. We love this place and we love this person so much, so take a drive and help us celebrate Val. No cover, music 8 p.m. On Wednesday, May 21st, we debut at Galesburg's Cafe in the Park in downtown Galesburg. This is for their cocktails and cafe event for drinks and music in the downtown Park Plaza. No cover, music 5 to 8. On Friday, May 23rd, we return to Artesia Brewing in Thawville, Illinois. We so enjoy playing at this beautiful farm-to-beer brewery, and we're hoping there's an early season fruit beer. This is a wonderful place and worth the drive to experience it. No cover, music 6:30. On Saturday, May 24th, we return to Bubble House Brewing in Lisle, Illinois. These shows at Bubble House are such a great time and an amazing space. Join us for our only Chicago area show for the month. No cover, music 6 to 9. And on Sunday, June 1st, we make our debut at the Brooklyn Bowl in Nashville, Tennessee for the very first Pro Wrestling Symphony event. This is a stacked wrestling event, and they requested us to play before and after the matches, and possibly in one of the coolest moments as a band, we'll be playing He's a Bad, Bad Man during the entrance of NWA Mid-America champ Jeremiah Plunkett. This is going to be a day to remember. Tickets through PWS, doors at noon, bell time at 2. If you'd like to support us in our never-ending struggle against too many moving pieces, pick up a t-shirt, an LP, a 7-inch record, a CD, fan club pack, sticker subscription, or tote bag from our online store at thexbombers.com, or put a few dollars in our tip jar, as many of our schemes are contingent upon funding and a tip makes them happen faster. Also get social at the X Bombers on all sanctioned social media platforms and keep listening to our singles where you stream music. Those 0.35 cents will eventually add up. And if you really want to help out the X Bombers, become a professional wrestler. Start by quitting your current job in a spectacular manner and leaving to go on a journey of self-discovery. Start going town to town and training to the X-Bombers music with the toughest person in that town. Turn your diet into one of farm fresh eggs and dinosaur kale, and travel only with a bag of clothes and a 1920s medicine ball named Cal. Start learning holes from wrestlers in every town and make them your own, naming them after X-Bomber songs like The Business Deal Deathlock and the La Suck Slam. Start wrestling matches and come to the ring to the X-Bombers He's a Bad, Bad Man as your theme song and start destroying local competitors. Work your way up the card until you're the top person in the promotion and get booked against the king of the territories, Jeremiah Plunkett, in a loser leaves the song match with the rights of using He's a Bad, Bad Man on the line. Find out that his sugar hold is never sweet and that he'll break you down from your head to your feet and lose that match with honor. Shake his hand and vow to follow him along with all the others that he's defeated. Travel from town to town demonstrating superior wrestling while solving a problem in that town. One night it's about repairing an animal shelter. The next is helping kids get fit through pro wrestling. The next, reinvigorate the downtown of a crumbling city through wrestling and local business collaboration. When people hear He's a Bad, Bad Man, they know that change is coming to their town, and corrupt officials and businesses shake with fear anytime they hear it. File Jeremiah as a write-in candidate for governor and watch as the state of Tennessee elects him. Advise him on a cabinet of all wrestlers and musicians go with the rest of the bad elected officials now determined to make the world better. Move the state forward with the Business Deal Act that prioritizes local business over transnational conglomerates, and the Walkin' in Those Mary Janes bills that supports everyone being themselves. Then create a wow day where everybody gets a day to just do cool stuff. Over the next 3 years, the policies of supporting local entrepreneurs, letting people be themselves, and providing a new day off all spread in popularity from state to state as this rock and wrestling approach to politics speaks to people until both the Democratic and the Republican primary each elect one of the X-Bombers as their candidate, leading to a steel cage match to become the President of the United States of America.